Welcome, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with Steve Ryan, who's head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thanks for having me, George.
So here we are. It's been about 11 days ago that we had our playoff game against Swampscott, and we gave them a tough fight, but we ended up falling a little bit short. 23-9 was the final score on that, but the scoreboard really didn't tell the whole story.
No, it was really a 16-9 game, and it was a 10-9 game. We had the ball with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so it was tight. It was a really good game.
Boston Globe did a write-up on it. It was one of the games of the week that they had, and they said Swampscott, Big Blue. They said ground out a win against Dover-Sherburne. So Swampscott is since going on they won their second playoff game, and they are going to the Division V Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium the weekend after Thanksgiving to play North Reading. So they've got a good team. But can we talk a little bit about the game and how particularly, I think it was, if we went back and looked at it, the missed PAT, point after, took it to we almost tied it up 10-10. It took it to 10-9. And if you go back in decision-making in the game, that made a big difference, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to say one play. It's a culmination of a lot of different plays and a lot of different things. But that was certainly a tide swing. And they were smart. They sent their biggest, strongest guys at us on PAT. We had just come back, tied up the game. We kicked a field goal earlier. We scored that touchdown and tied the game up. Or we thought, it tied the game up, but you can never take those PATs for granted.
It's amazing how that really did change the chemistry of the game a little bit. That being said, we did leave a couple of touchdowns on the field, right?
Yeah, I think there were some opportunities we had that unfortunately we weren't able to take advantage of. The Brian Olson that we think, it looked like on the replay that his touchdown should have counted, but the referee was standing right there and he called Brian out of bounds. But there were several other plays, opportunities we had to make things happen, and sometimes it's just a matter of inches.
This one was a game of a matter of inches. We had a couple of opportunities there. The Olson touchdown was in. That would have changed play calling on both sides of the ball. And we came in as underdogs to that game. There's no doubt Swampscott's a good team, but we gave them probably their toughest fight of the year.
Yeah, they're absolutely a good team. Big, strong kids and did a lot of good things, but, our athleticism certainly matched up with them very well.
And they were physical throughout the whole game. Our guys matched them in intensity from start to finish. We were proud of them. They played a full 48 minutes worth of football. So we wish the Swampscott good luck in the Super Bowl coming up. But I'm going to pivot before we have one more unfinished piece of business. We're sitting at 8-2. And no season is complete in Dover-Sherburne unless we beat Medfield at the Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl. So we'll talk about Medfield in a moment. But before we move off, we're sitting 8-2. The Tri-Valley League Small just had the meeting recently, and we went through the All-Star nominations, right?
Yes, we had 6 All-Stars. Henry Murphy and Derek Daly on defense. We had Afosa Amade and Danny Sullivan. And we also had Ryan Kane on offense, and we also had Johnny Bennett as the league MVP.
And that's the second year in a row, right?
Johnny was Offensive Player of the Year last year, and he was the MVP this year. Brian Olson was also a unanimous choice for All-Star.
And it's Brian's first year playing for the team, right?
Right. Brian had 11 touchdowns, so that's pretty good stats to throw out there.
Good. And we get him back next year too, so we'll be looking forward to seeing how he levels up as he matures into the program. Going forward, maybe we can talk about Medfield, and they're Division up. They're Division 4, but we think we scouted them, and we think it's going to be a pretty good matchup, right?
Yeah, we've seen Medfield a bunch. We've seen them on film, and a few of our guys have seen them in person. It should be a good matchup. Anything can happen on Thanksgiving. You throw the records away. It really doesn't matter. It's an emotional game. It's a pride game. So anything can happen, and we've got to be ready for everything.
And that's why we've been coaching the kids 0-0 season going into Thanksgiving because no matter what the records are up until this point, Medfield certainly wants to win that game, and our guys certainly want to end up 9-2 to cap off what is going to be an all-time team here at Dover Sherburne. So probably won't be a complete season unless we walk away with the win there. Just a quick preview. Looking forward to next year's team. We lose a couple of seniors. They're going to be going off. We have quite a few of our players are going to go off and matriculate and play in college teams, and we'll update you at a future date as to where they end up going. But can you just give us a little preview ahead into what we can expect for next season?
Sure. Losing the 4 captains is enormous, but you got your quarterback coming back, so that's great. We think Banerjee will probably step into the center position where we lose Derek Daly. We'll have to fill in a couple of spots on the line for Daly and for Ryan Kane. But we do have our 2 wideouts coming back. Losing Johnny Bennett is going to hurt in a lot of different ways. That's is going to hurt us at 3 different spots. So we'll have to do some work to fill that in, and losing Murph and Daly and Bowen and Hirsch on defense, all those guys, contributed so much. So it's really difficult.
Yeah, the 4 captains were really something special this year. Really high quality, high character guys. Really coached and mentored the younger players coming up. So they'll be missed. So the game, just to wrap, any final thoughts before we just go on to Medfield back again?
Well, it's just been such an enjoyable season with those kids. All the team as a whole, but those 7 seniors just were outstanding all year. Like you mentioned, mentoring the younger kids, but they just did things the right way. So it was just enjoyable to be around those guys.
This has been a fun year. We started really in February this year, and so we've had a double season in 2021. So I feel like we've been at it for 9 or 10 months almost straight now. A lot of football over the last year. So we get a little break and we come back and we'll start in late July, early August to get ready for next season. But we'd like to thank again Dover Sherburne TV and Mike and his team for doing the Coach's Corner on a weekly basis. We know the players have really enjoyed it, as well as their families, to get a little insight, particularly the comments and insight from you, Steve. It's a great way to communicate to our guys, and we've had lots of interesting feedback that the Coach's Corner vignettes are getting slung really from coast to coast. And first year we've done it, and turned out to be a great year to start. So I'd like to thank Dover Sherburne TV again for that. To the viewers out there, we host Medfield on Thanksgiving, 10 o'clock here at Dover Sherburne High School Field. 12th man again has been really important and a lot of fun this year. We've had record crowds, so I encourage you, all family, friends, students, to come out, and particularly for Dover Sherburne alumni. I know everybody likes to come into town the night before and get together. It'd be great to have everybody on Thanksgiving morning for Dover Sherburne playing the Medfield Warriors here at home. Thanks again for joining us. My name is George Webb, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.